For the last 20 years or so, one thing has pretty much run our digital lives: social media. But there is a massive shift happening right now. So the big question is, are we living through the end of the social media era as we know it? Let's get into it. Think about it. For almost 2 decades, what have we all been doing online? Scrolling the feed, right? It's defined everything. Well, that's all about to change because one incredibly powerful technology is starting to crack the very foundation of that whole ecosystem. And that technology is, of course, artificial intelligence. So, to really get our heads around this, we're going to look at the ideas from two incredible thinkers: the futurist Sinead Bovell and the entrepreneur Gary Vee. Now, they're both seeing the same future, but they're looking at it through slightly different lenses. And they both argue that we're moving from a world of phones and feeds to a whole new world of glasses, voice, and AI agents. Okay, let's start with Sinead Bovell's take on this. She has this brilliant three-part thesis for why AI doesn't just tweak social media, it fundamentally breaks the entire model we've grown up with. Okay, so here's how she breaks it down. First, the actual psychology of why we even bother to post anything. That starts to crumble. Second, our core habit, that thumb scroll, gets replaced by using our voice. And third, these new tools are going to create entirely new behaviors that will make today's social media feel, well, ancient. And this really gets to the core of it. Why do we post? We post to signal things to other people, that we're smart or happy or successful or whatever. But what happened in a world that's just filled with AI bots? If you have no idea if you're posting for real people or a bunch of algorithms, the whole incentive just disappears. The game is no longer the game. Okay, that's a pretty powerful argument, right? But now let's bring in the counterpoint from Gary Vee. He completely agrees that a massive change is coming, but for him, it's not just about AI. It's all about a fundamental shift in something else: distribution. So he agrees, voice is a huge deal. It's definitely going to change how we do things. But he sees it as just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. The real game changer, that's something else entirely. And here it is, it's all about AR glasses. He believes that glasses are going to do to the phone what the phone did to the television, and what TV did to the radio. It's a complete reset of how we get information, literally layering the digital world right on top of the physical one we see every day. And this right here is the golden rule. For more than 100 years, this has been the one constant in technology. When a new way to distribute information comes along, it doesn't just change how we watch movies or listen to music. It creates a brand new operating system for society. It gives birth to totally new platforms, new kinds of creators, and completely new behaviors. So let's try and stitch these two big ideas together. On one hand, you've got AI agents changing how we make decisions. On the other, you've got AR glasses changing our actual reality. So what does a normal day even look like in this new world? Well, welcome to what Sinead Bovell calls the agentic economy. This is a future where you basically hand off tons of your daily decisions to your own personal AI. So instead of you going online, searching, comparing prices, you'll just say something like, hey, I need pizza for 6 people, but one of them is lactose intolerant, and your AI agent just handles the rest. It's all about getting rid of the friction in our lives. Let me show you how this actually plays out. You basically set your preferences. For stuff you don't really care about, like toothpaste, you just set it once and forget it. Your AI just reorders it for you. But for the things you're passionate about, like a wedding dress or a special bottle of wine, you're still in the driver's seat. The AI takes care of the boring stuff so you can focus on what actually matters to you. Okay, so what happens to content in this new world? Well, if we follow Gary Vee's vision of AR glasses, that 90-second vertical video is going to look about as old school as a silent movie. Content is literally going to break out of the little box on our phones. It's going to become three-dimensional, immersive, and interactive. You won't just be watching the story, you're going to be in it. Whoa, I mean, that sounds like a totally different world, right? So the big question is, how on earth do you prepare for something like this? What can you actually do right now? Well, the advice is pretty simple, but powerful. You have to fly 2 planes at the same time. Plane number 1, you squeeze every single drop of value out of the world we live in today. You build your brand, you get discovered on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever. But at the same time, you have to start building that second plane. You have to start flirting with the future. Get on the treadmill now because a marathon is coming. And honestly, this might be the most important takeaway of all. You have to understand your own value, and it has to be completely separate from any one platform. What are you here to do? Educate? Entertain? Inspire?
That mission has to be bigger than TikTok or Instagram because those apps are going to change, but that core human need you're serving, that's not going anywhere.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. A lot of the time we see technology as something that just happens to us. But maybe the real question that AI is forcing us to ask isn't what will AI do, but what will we become with it? It's not a threat, it's an invitation, not just to adapt, but to totally reinvent. So what will you become?